Good afternoon. Today we are going to be making pinch pots at this station. As you'll see, you all have been given a pre-rolled sphere to start with your pinch pot. But before we start with that, we need to determine which hand is your dominant hand and which hand is your non-dominant hand. So my dominant hand, I'm right-handed. So if you're not sure, pretend that you were going to pick up a pencil to write. Whatever hand you write with or cut with when you use scissors, that hand is your dominant hand. Your other hand is the hand that we are going to be resting the clay in as we do our project today. So for starters, I'm going to rest my clay in the palm of my non-dominant hand, and then sticking just my thumb of my dominant hand in the water, just to create a little slip and slide, I'm going to find about the center of my sphere, and I'm going to be pushing down with my dominant hand through the middle, and I can kind of start to feel the clay towards the palm of my hand, almost like I'm getting through to the bottom. But you want to be careful not to push all the way through, but you do want to get in there. I usually like to tell people to about the first knuckle. Your knuckle is the part of your thumb that bends. So if you want to figure out where that is, use that as a guide for putting your thumb through the middle, okay? And once we have a nice little hole in the middle of our pot, we're ready to begin. Now, the process of pinching that you do with your hand, a lot of people, I see some kids curling their fingers when you do it. That's not what we want to do. What you want to do is try to keep your fingers together and straight, and just practice before you start closing your thumb up to your finger. And it's really important, I say this a lot, to use your eyes to help your hands. So instead of looking at the video, look at your own hand. Take a second to look at your own hand and make sure that you are pinching properly. Now when I go back to do this, again I'm going to wet my fingertips just a little bit to keep my clay from drying. And I'm going to put my thumb back in that hole, but I'm going to turn my pot on its side in the palm of my hand so that my thumb is going in at the side instead of at the top. Now from this position, with my fingers outside, I'm going to, and I'll turn this so you can see it, I'm pinching up with my thumb like we practiced towards my fingers, then I'm going to let go with my fingers, turn the pot slightly with this hand, and pinch again. So it kind of goes like this. Once you turn it, it's pinch, release, and turn. 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 Okay, and now as you can see, as you go around, if you're actually squeezing and pinching that clay, you're gradually making the hole a lot larger. This is how we make a pinch pot, and obviously it's called that because that's the process you use to make the pot. So these are going to be the basis. This will be the head and or the mouth of our monsters, so it's really important that we practice this step. Now you can go ahead and feel around your pot, make sure that the walls are about even. You also want to make sure that you went deep enough. You don't want a whole heavy bunch of clay at the end. It will make so that your pot doesn't quite stand upright. You don't want it top or bottom heavy. So I just like to press around, just feel with your fingers to make sure that that's about even. Now if you'll notice, I'll hold this up, might be hard to see in this camera, but as you're pinching, you're creating little tiny cracks. I call them like elephant knees around the edges. What you want to do now is just gently, one finger in the water at a time. Remember, if you add too much water, the whole thing's going to turn to slop. And just kind of gently go around your pot, smooth out those little cracks that you made. Use your fingers. The clay is really easy to manipulate, so you don't want to fold it down. You kind of want to keep that form and that shape, and just practice sort of that method of making the pinch pot and then going around and sort of smoothing out any cracks. Try to make it as smooth and perfect as you can, again with not adding too much water, because this is fresh clay and it's pretty wet as it is. I'll be around to help. Good luck making your pinch pots.